Clan Snow Raven. The snow-white ravens of Stranomecti's southern tundra are respected for their unwillingness to waste anything. The clan named for these birds shows a similar reluctance to waste any resources or any opportunity. They are scavengers and politicians without peer. History. Clan Snow Raven faced considerable hardship in its early years. The last clan certified combat ready, the Ravens were ill-prepared for the challenges of the campaign to liberate Cersei during the Pentagon Civil War. They took massive losses storming rebel compounds and barely survived the campaign. Worse was to come not many years later, when Clan Wolverine rebelled against the Grand Council. The Wolverines beat back the small Raven force, and the Raven capital of Derradun, together with its genetic repository, was destroyed with a nuclear device. The repository was later rebuilt, and the samples it contained replaced from the master site on Stranomecti, but deep emotional scars remained. Vowing never to allow such a catastrophe to strike them again, the Ravens set about becoming masters of their own destiny. They developed their navy and expanded their holdings, making themselves indispensable as explorers, escorts, and manufacturers of components for dropships, jump ships, and warships. Behind the scenes, they sought to become master manipulators and purveyors of information. In 2947, the Ravens brought before the council details of Ilkhan Tobias Khatib's complicity in the death of his predecessor, Korian Chernikov. Khatib was impeached, found guilty, and executed for his crimes. Suggestions that the Ravens had also been involved in the Chernikov affair were never proven, but their sudden betrayal of a former ally is a hallmark of Snow Raven political maneuvers. More often, however, they prefer subtler manipulation. Raven Khan Ian Howell, who destroyed the totem animal of Clan Seafox by releasing the genetically engineered diamond shark into the waters of Stranomecti, fell victim to his own inability to play such games. After Howell admitted his guilt, his own Sarkhan challenged him to a trial of grievance and slew him, officially because he had disgraced his clan, but more likely because he was stupid enough to be caught. The Snow Ravens fought hard to join the Innisphere invasion force, but took too many losses before the trials and were denied a place. However, the Ravens did gain from the operation. They contracted out almost a third of their fleet to Clan Jade Falcon to serve as escorts, an arrangement recognised by a formal alliance during the Year of Peace. This alliance was doomed from the start, as the two clans' philosophical differences overshadowed their mutual interests. Relations between the two clans became strained in 3055 over issues relating to the Ravens' McKenna bloodname house. The matter briefly escalated into skirmishes, but the Falcons were too engrossed elsewhere to prosecute a campaign in the clan homeworlds, and so the trouble soon died down. In recent weeks, since their defeat by the Steel Vipers on Homer, the Ravens have sought rapprochement with the Falcons, while consolidating their considerable gains in the recent trials for Smoke Jaguar, Nova Cat, and Ghost Bear possessions. Society. Snow Raven society is extremely tight-knit and distrusting of strangers, a trait stemming from the tribulations of the clan's formative years. Snow Raven warriors let no outsiders pass their guard, fearing that any associates will turn on them. In addition, no member of this clan does anything without a reason. However, the Raven's Byzantine politics and complex relationships mean that the readily apparent reason is unlikely to be a real one. Much of the clan's internal politics centres on its blood name houses, frequently referred to as the families, and any interference in their business is viewed as a mortal insult. The authority of house leaders is absolute, and the leader's will determines how the blood name vote. Cutthroat internal politics determine who becomes house leader, and only the most politically astute remain in power for more than a few years. The Snow Ravens take bondsmen from other clans, but most wear the bond cord for many years before being accepted into the clan. Few outsider warriors are adopted into Clan Snow Raven, and those few are barred from rising above the rank of Star Colonel. The Snow Raven's distrust of outsiders means that bondsmen often have difficulty integrating with their new clan. Caste divisions are readily apparent in Snow Raven society, as are the subgroups within each caste. Individuals rarely mingle outside their immediate circles, enhancing the us against them attitude that pervades the clan. Competition for promotion is fierce, and friends often find themselves battling for command slots or military objectives. Snow Raven technology is tightly focused on aerospace and naval systems. The Ravens have the largest fleet in clan space, and control most of the shipyards and repair stations. Other clans are obliged to seek them out for maintenance, after trading for use of the facilities or staging trials of position for which Ravens demand collateral and win often enough to remain profitable. The well-developed Raven merchant marine supports the clan by trading and contracting its ships and personnel out to the other clans. The Ravens make considerable profit by supplying the invading clans with transport assets and escorts, enhancing their status amongst the home clans. Military. The major losses on Cersei and to the Wolverines almost destroyed the Ravens early on in their development. Needing to strengthen his clan quickly, Khan McKenna, himself a pilot, chose to strengthen the Raven aerospace arm with fighters and ships from orbiting Brian caches. No other clan objected to McKenna's action. By the time the other clans reconsidered, the Ravens dominated the field and jealously guarded their advantage. However, this aerospace bias has given Clan Snow Raven the smallest battlemech contingent of any clan. To offset this disadvantage, Raven ground forces form combined arms trinaries known as triads, comprising a star of mechs, a star of elementals, and a star of fighters. Though ideally suited to defensive operations, triads have limited offensive capabilities. Allies and enemies. Despite the paranoia that leads many Snow Ravens to distrust anyone outside their clan, they have managed to avoid making any real enemies. The clan's most prominent foes are the Steel Vipers, with whom the Ravens have feuded since 2897. The severing of ties over the recent House McKenna incident led to conflict with Clan Jade Falcon, prompting mutual recriminations and several military engagements. However, the Ravens have recently contacted the Falcons with a view to normalising relations. The Falcons, though, have yet to respond to this attempt at rapprochement. Clan Diamond Shark and the Snow Ravens have been adversaries since the Diamond Shark incident. However, rather than taking up arms against the Ravens, the Sharks have waged a war of words and assets. Unusually, the Ravens have launched no reprisal, and still allow the Diamond Sharks access to their shipyards. Only 3 clans can claim to be anything like Raven allies. The Snow Ravens had a formal alliance half a century ago with Clan Blood Spirit, through which the two exchanged war material. The Ravens retained limited contact with the spirits. The Cloud Cobras share the Ravens' military disposition and their taste for Machiavellian politics. The Ravens have also often traded technology and expertise with Clan Ghostbear. The massive Ark ships used by the Bears in their exodus to the Inner Sphere were likely designed and built with Snow Raven help, or at least tacit support. The Ravens' acquisition of Bear assets in recent months suggests some type of deal.